Our next speaker is Hydra Mendoza. She is the first Filipino elected to public office in San Francisco, where she is serving as trustee in the San Francisco Board of Education. And she is, because she is an overachiever and awesome Pinay, she also works for the mayor as Mayor's Advisor on Education and Family Services. She is our voice and champion at City Hall, and my personal shiro, Hydra Mendoza.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to just come and pay my respects this morning and to thank all of you for being here. My father served in the military as well, and it's interesting to hear all of our very similar stories and our experiences as kids that were Army brats or kids that grew up in the system, in the military families. So much of who you are, and who our parents are, sacrificed so much to join the military and to be part of a war that felt like it was on us and not with us. And it was I think a lot about how often my dad was away. He was a Vietnam vet. He was in Korea, and my mother had to take care of 5 kids. And you know, for a mother who has 2 kids, I don't know how she did it on her own. But that was the norm. That was the expectation. That was what families did when their partner went away to go into the war. And I think now, as we're starting to, both my generation and the generations to follow are really starting to understand what happened. And it wasn't until I went to the Philippines in 2006 with Mayor Newsom and his father, who fought in Corrregidor, that I really understood the emotion around that. And more recently, my son has been kind of poking my father about the stories when he was in Vietnam and what it meant to leave the family and what it meant to be away and to really still survive in a place that you were not familiar with. And I think some of the stories that we continue to hear are more around the lack of recognition and the lack of acknowledgement that our soldiers did not receive, even though we've served in the military. And I really want to just encourage all of you to be part of Cecilia and her charge around making sure that the history of what happened to so many of our people is told, and that it's understood, and that we embed all of this into the curriculum at San Francisco Unified and across the state. And I just want to thank Dean Cordoba, because we have people like Dean Cordoba, or we have like teachers like Magdalena de Guzman, who are in schools that tell our history, but it's because they want to tell our history, not because they have to tell our history. And our history is worth hearing. And so I just want to thank all of our men and women who served. It was really great to hear the little nugget about our women who stepped up to provide for the men that were at war, because you never hear those stories. Those are the kinds of things that we want to be able to share with the generations to come. So I just want to thank you for your courage. We are so proud of your bravery. We are a little angry about some of the things that have gone on, but we are definitely standing beside you, and we're just grateful that you're still here with us and that we can tell the story. Thank you.
Thank you, Hydra.